Take a look at this rose. What does this rose have to do with the sequence of numbers? What about this sunflower? Or even with your own fingerprint? What if I told you that all these are connected by the same sequence of numbers? 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 and so on. Most people call it the Fibonacci sequence. But here's something most textbooks don't tell you. The story may actually begin in India more than 600 years before Fibonacci. We all learned that Fibonacci sequence was discovered by Leonardo Fibonacci. But was he really the first person to describe this pattern? The answer is no. Centuries before Fibonacci was ever born, an Indian scholar named Vrihanka was studying something completely different. Not flowers, not mathematics, not nature, he was studying Sanskrit poetry. So what does poetry have to do with mathematics? In Sanskrit poetry, every syllable belongs to one of the two types. Lagu, short syllable, and Guru, long syllable. These dha and dha are just my teaching sounds. They let us actually hear the difference. Think of them like a musical beats. A short beat takes 1 unit. A long beat takes 2 units. You must be wondering, what does syllable mean? Syllable is basically a unit of sound in a spoken word. For example, mathematics has 4 syllables. Me-the-me-tics. Sanskrit poetry has a very interesting way of organizing syllables according to their duration. For today's demonstration, I am going to make it extremely simple. Suppose we want a poem whose total length is 3 units. How many different rhythmic patterns are possible? Let's find out. So basically there are 3 possibilities. Laghu, laghu, laghu. See, laghu is 1 unit. So we can use 3 units. They will make 3. Again, we can also make it like 1 laghu and 2. 1 laghu, 1 guru. 1 plus 2 is also equal to 3. Or guru, laghu. 2 plus 1 is also equal to 3. Dha, dha, dha. Dha, dha. Dha, dha. Did you notice something? They sound different, but they all occupy the same total length. Now let us check if the total length becomes 4 units. So you can see there are 5 possibilities. 4 lagus, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. First 2 lagu, 1 guru, 1 plus 1 and guru is 2, again 4. Then lagu, guru, lagu, 1 plus 2 plus 1, again 4. Then guru and last 2 laghu, 2 plus 1 plus 1 is also 4. And the last possibility is guru and guru, 2 plus 2 is also 4. Now notice the pattern. Dha, 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 dha. Dha, dha, dha. Dha, dha, dha. Dha, da, da. Dha, dha. Different rhythm, same total length. Now what do you think happens for length 5? Let's check. So you can see there are 8 possibilities. Laghu, 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 laghu. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 makes up 5. Same 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. So 3 laghu, 1 guru. 1 guru, 3 laghu. Laghu, guru, laghu, laghu. Then laghu, laghu, guru, laghu. So all these 5 different combinations, they all make up 5 units. Now again notice the sound. Dha, 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 dha. Dha, 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 dha. Dha, 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 dha. Dha, dha, da, dha. Dha, 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 dha. Dha, dha, da. Dha, dha, dha. Dha, da, dha. So you can check different rhythms, but again they have the same total length. So let me conclude all this into one. Notice something. This is exactly the famous Fibonacci sequence. But Vrihanka found this pattern while studying poetry, not flowers. See, 1 plus 1 is 2, then 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 plus 5 is 13. This is what is the Fibonacci series. And Vrihanka also gave us the same pattern. If we want to calculate the number of patterns of the total length, how many ways are there in total? Ways n minus 1 plus ways n minus 2. And this is what is Fibonacci series also. So if Vrihanka described this pattern centuries earlier, why do we call it the Fibonacci sequence? The answer lies in the journey of knowledge. During the medieval period, Indian mathematics spread westwards through trade and scholarship. Arab mathematicians translated and studied many Indian mathematical works, including the Hindu-Arabic numeral system. Around the year 1200, an Italian mathematician named Leonardo of Pisa, better known as Fibonacci, traveled extensively around the Mediterranean. He learned mathematics from scholars in North Africa, where Indian mathematical ideas had already spread. In 1202, Fibonacci wrote a famous book called Liber Abaci. In it, he introduced the famous rabbit population problem, which produces the sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and so on. His book became extremely influential in Europe, helping spread both the Hindu-Arabic numeral system and this number sequence. But centuries earlier, Indian scholars like Pingala laid the foundation, and Vrihanka described the same recurrence while studying Sanskrit poetic meters. This does not mean Fibonacci copied Vrihanka's work directly. Historians do not have evidence that he read Vrihanka's writings. What we do know is that similar mathematical ideas were already present in India centuries earlier and spread through Islamic world before reaching Europe. Now let's build something beautiful. I have these shapes. I have cut them into pieces. I have 1 into 1, 1 into 1, 2 squares. Then I have 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 5 into 5. So basically I have taken all the Vrihanka numbers and made squares out of the numbers. And now I will place squares one by one. So let's see what happens. So now I will place these squares one by one on this sheet. Every new square has a side length equal to the sum of the previous two. I'll show you how. So these are two 1 by 1 and 1 by 1 squares attached. Now I will attach this 2 by 2 side square here. See, I have pasted it. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 by 2 square I have pasted. Now 2 plus 1 is 3. So I will paste this 3 into 3 square adjacent to this. See, I have pasted this 3 into 3 square. Now 3 plus 1 plus 1. 3 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5. Now I will place a 5 into 5 square here. See, it will fit exactly. So you see, I pasted this 5 into 5. It fit exactly. Now 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 2, 8. Now I will take 8 into 8 square. See, it is fitted exactly here. So let me paste it. See, I've pasted 8 into 8. Now 8 plus 5 is 13. So the next Vrihanka number is 13. So I will take this 13 into 13 square and I will place it here. See, I placed it here. Now 13 plus 3 plus 5 is 21. So next Vrihanka number is 21. So now I've also a 21 into 21 square, and now I will fit it here. See. Okay, now I am going to draw something really magical. Let me mark the points in the corner of these squares like this. One corner, then this corner, then this. So you can see I've marked all the corners. Now I'll join them. So this is the pattern we got. Now closely look at these patterns. See the pattern of the cyclone. Rose petals. Look closely, the same type of these spiral appears in nature. And now we come back to where we started. Fibonacci numbers appear in many mathematical descriptions of spiral arrangements in plants, such as number of spirals you can count in these sunflowers or pine cones. You can see the same mathematical idea appears again and again in patterns we see in nature. And Vrihanka was not an isolated story. The study of Sanskrit meter created a remarkable mathematical playground. Earlier work associated with Pingala laid important foundations for analyzing the poetic meters. Later Indian scholars, including Gopala and Hemachandra, also discussed relating counting problems. So the history is not really about one person discovering the Fibonacci. It's about a mathematical idea appearing in a completely unexpected place, inside the rhythm of a poetry. Dha, dha. So the next time you hear dha, dha, don't just hear a rhythm. You might be hearing mathematics. So Vrihanka number, a pattern that cannot, which has connected poetry, ancient India, medieval Europe, and the patterns we see in nature. So that's the beauty of mathematics. Sometimes you don't discover it by looking at numbers, sometimes you just discover it by listening. If you enjoy discovering the hidden history of mathematics, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Happy to Help Tutoring, and tell me in the comments which hidden mathematical story would you like to explore next. Until then, keep learning and stay curious. Goodbye.